हेलो 10th क्लास स्टूडेंट्स, हाउ आर यू? आप लोग कैसे हो? आज मैं आप लोगों के लिए साइंस का लेक्चर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी लेकर आया हूं, जो आप लोगों की सहायता आप लोगों के स्टडी में करेगा। आप हमारे वीडियो को लाइक, सब्सक्राइब और बेल आइकन दबाना न भूलिए। ऐसा करने से आपके पास हमारा नेक्स्ट लेक्चर सबसे पहले सबसे तेज पहुंचेगा। इसलिए आप हमारे चैनल पाठ सेतु को जरूर सब्सक्राइब कीजिए। धन्यवाद। थैंक यू। बच्चों, हियर विल रीड अबाउट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, विल स्टडी अबाउट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी। You know, electricity is playing vital role in our life. आप समझ सकते हैं कि हमारे जिंदगी में, हमारे जीवन में बिजली का कितना महत्व है। आज के इस युग में, वैज्ञानिक युग में, हमारे हर काम में बिजली की आवश्यकता पड़ती है, चाहे वह किचन हो या फिर किसान का खेत हो या फिर घरों में लाइट जलाने की ज़रूरत हो, ऑफिस में कंप्यूटर्स चलाने की ज़रूरत हो। हर जगह बिजली की आवश्यकता है। तो आप समझ सकते हैं कि हाउ मच importance electricity is having. In this lesson, we'll study how electricity is produced and how it is working for us. So we'll see in next slide about electricity principle also. बच्चों, now we'll see here about electricity. What is electricity? Electricity is the flow of charge or presence of charge in the conductive materials. Here in picture I have shown here a copper wire in which electrons are present and it is moving towards plus charges. So it is showing the presence of electricity in the copper wire. Charge is denoted by Q and it may be negative or positive. For example, electron and proton in atom. Electron is having negative charge and proton is having positive charge. Always like charges attracts each other and unlike charges repels each other. Means if you are keeping two charges like minus minus or plus plus, then it will repel each other. Means दोनों एक दूसरे से दूर भागेंगे। लेकिन जब हम दो अपोजिट नेचर के चार्ज को पास में लाते हैं तो दे विल अट्रैक्ट ईच अदर, वे एक दूसरे को आकर्षित करते हैं। हियर विल सी if a net charge q flows across any cross section of a conductor in time t, then the current I through the cross section is I is equal to q by t. Means current is rate of charge and we can express it in other form, that is q is equal to IT. Charge is equal to current into time. And we'll see here the SI unit of electricity charge is Coulomb, is equivalent to the charge contained in 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 number of electrons. So we can write the formula here. Q is equal to N into E. E is electron here, or we can write E is equal to Q by N. Now we'll study about current. So what is electric current? Electric current is expressed by the amount of charge flowing through a particular area in unit time, or rate of charge per unit time is called current. And the SI unit of current is ampere, and it is denoted by letter A. We know that an electron possesses a negative charge of 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. So the small unit of current is 1 milliampere, that is equal to 10 to the power minus 3 ampere, or in microampere we can say that 1 microampere is equal to 10 to the power minus 6 ampere. An instrument called ammeter used to measure the current of electricity, and it is always connected in series in the circuit to measure the value of current. Here in picture you can see there is a battery having two ends, one is positive, one is negative, and it is connected to a bulb, and other end of the battery is coming through ampere meter. Here you can see, and it is connected through a switch K, and finally to battery negative terminal. So in this way this circuit is getting completed. When we are switching on the key, that is switch, electricity is flowing through the bulb, bulb is glowing, and it is again coming to a meter where measurement is being done, and after that it is coming to negative terminal of the battery. So in this way circuit is getting completed. In circuits using metallic wires, electrons constitute the flow of charges conventionally. In an electric circuit, the direction of electric current is taken as opposite to the direction of the flow of electrons, which are negative charges. Now we'll do one numerical here. Numerical is a current of 0.5 ampere is drawn by a filament of an electric bulb for 10 minutes. Find the amount of electric charge that flows through the circuit. Solution is like this. In question, current is given, time is given, and we want to calculate charge, that is Q. So we can write here Q is equal to IT, current, into time. For that we'll convert minutes into second. So 10 minutes is equal to 600 seconds, and after putting in the formula Q is equal to IT, where I is 0.5 ampere and T is equal to 600, will get 300 coulomb as a charge. Second question is, calculate the number of electrons constituting 1 coulomb of charge. So we just read the formula Q is equal to NE, or N is equal to Q by E. So N is equal to 1 by 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. We can write the charge of electrons here. So N is equal to, finally we'll find 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 number of electrons present in Q charge, or in 1 coulomb of charge, number of electrons present are 6.25 into 10 to the power 18. Now here we will talk about electric potential and potential difference. So what is potential and potential difference? The work done to bring a charge particle from infinitive to a point in electric field is called potential, and potential difference is defined as the difference between potential at 2 points is called PD. We define the electric potential difference between 2 points in an electric circuit carrying some current as the work done to move a unit charge from one point to the other point. So here in the picture we can see two conductor body, that is A and B, connected with the wire, and here you can see level of both the charge particles are equal. And in second case we'll see here two charge particle having level A is more and B is having low level. So in first case there won't be charge flow between A and B or B and A, but in case of second, charge will flow from A to B because A is having higher level and B is having lower level. So like water, from higher to down, charge is also flowing in similar pattern. So we can just see here potential difference at 2 points when a charge brought from infinitive to point A in electric field, the work done is equal to the potential. And here you can see in second case two charge particles are brought from infinitive to in electric field at point B and A. So potential difference will be created between B and A here. Just we can see here potential difference V between 2 points is equal to work done divided by charge. So we can write here in the form of formula, that is V is equal to W by Q. W is work done to bring the particle charge particle and Q is charge, that is coulomb. So 1 volt is equal to 1 joule of work divided by 1 coulomb of charge, that is equal to 1 J by C. The SI unit of electric potential difference is volt. The potential difference is measured by the voltmeter, and the voltmeter is always connected in parallel across the points in circuit. Now we'll do the numerical based on electric potential and potential difference. Question number 1 is, how much work is done in moving a charge of 2 coulomb across 2 points having a potential difference 12 volt? Now solution is given. Q is equal to 2C and potential difference is equal to 12 volt. This data is given in the question. So we'll write the formula. W is equal to Q into V. Q is charge, V is potential difference. So after putting the value of Q and V, we'll get work done is equal to 24 joule. Now second question is, how much energy is given to each coulomb of charge passing through a 6 volt battery? So we'll see solution here. Q is equal to 1C. PD is given 6 volt. So energy required is W is equal to V into Q, or we can say that 1 into 6, that is coulomb, and multiplied by with PD, that is 6 volt, and it is equal to 6 joule. Here I have shown the symbols of components which are used in the electrical circuits. So you can see the first component is electric cell, that is battery, and it is denoted by 2 plates having plus and minus charges at its both the terminal. I have also shown bank of batteries or cells connected together in series. Then plug key or switch, that is open with 2 terminals and bracket. So we just can learn the symbols of various components which are used in electrical circuits, and these are the important symbol. You can learn this in easy way. Now we'll talk here about Ohm's law. What is Ohm's law and what is resistance of conductor? Just we'll see. The electric current flowing through a metallic wire is directly proportional to the potential difference V applied across the ends, provided its temperature remains constant, is called Ohm's law. In other words, we can say that the current flowing in the conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference. By keeping temperature constant is known as Ohm's law. So here in the picture we can see a battery is connected, that is potential difference, through the wire, and just we can see current flowing in the conductor. So we can write V is equal to IR, and it is following the rule of Ohm's law. Just we can see here in the graph. Graph is plotted between X and Y axis. On X axis voltage is plotted and on Y axis current is written. So by seeing this graph we can say that current is proportional to voltage applied at the end of the conductors, that is potential difference. But in second graph you can see here current is not proportional to the voltage. It is not in the straight line, it is in curved line. So here it is depending upon temperature and also type of material. We'll further see or learn about this. So we can write here current I is flowing in a metallic conductor and V is applied across points. So V is proportional to I, that is voltage is proportional to current, or we can write this V is equal to IR, where R is constant known as resistance and the unit of resistance is denoted by ohm. So we can write this formula R is equal to V by I, that is R is the ratio of voltage and current if the potential difference across the two ends of a conductor is 1 volt and the current through it is 1 ampere, then the resistance R of the conductor is equal to 1 ohm is equal to 1 V by 1 A. Resistance is the property of the conductor or material which oppose the flow of currents in the conductors. So we can write in the form of formula R is equal to V by I. Now we'll see about conductor, poor conductor, semiconductor and insulator. A component of a given size that offers a low resistance is called good conductor. A component of identical size that offers a higher resistance is a poor conductor. Means वह कंडक्टर, वह वायर जिसमें रेसिस्टेंस कम से कम हो उसे हम गुड कंडक्टर कहते हैं, जैसे कॉपर, एल्यूमिनियम एक्सेट्रा। परंतु वह कंपोनेंट और कंडक्टर जिसमें रेसिस्टेंस हाई होता है, मीन्स करंट आसानी से उसमें पास नहीं हो सकती है, ऐसे कंडक्टर को हम पुअर कंडक्टर कहते हैं। अ कंडक्टर हैविंग सम appreciable resistance between good conductor and poor conductor is called semiconductor. मीन्स जो पुअर कंडक्टर है और जो गुड कंडक्टर है उसमें रेजिस्टेंस हाई या लो होता है, और अगर उन दोनों के बीच में कोई ऐसा मटेरियल, ऐसा कंडक्टर हो जो रेजिस्टेंस का वैल्यू रखता हो, ऐसे कंडक्टर को हम सेमीकंडक्टर कहते हैं। एंड लास्ट इज insulator. An insulator of the same size offers even higher resistance than poor conductor and semiconductor. So this type of material is opposing the, or we can say that not allowing the current flowing in it, like rubber or plastic, wood piece. These are type of insulator. Silicon, germanium, these are the type of semiconductors. So in this way we can understand conductor, poor conductor, semiconductor and insulator. There are some factors which are affecting the value of resistance in a conductors. So here we'll learn about the factors which are affecting the resistance of a conductors. Resistance of the conductor depends upon on its length and on its area of cross section. So here we can write length L is proportional and area of cross section A is inversely proportional to R, and it can be written in the form of formula R is proportional to L and R is also proportional to 1 by A, that is inversely proportional of cross sectional area. So we can write finally R is equal to rho L by A, and if we'll write the rho in the form of formula, that will be equal to RA by L, ohm meter square by meter is finally written as ohm meter. That is the value of rho. Rho is a constant of proportionality and is called the electrical resistivity of the material of the conductor. The SI unit of resistivity is ohm meter and it is a characteristic property of the material. Now we'll do some numerical. So question number 1 is, how much current will an electric bulb draw from a 220 volt source if the resistance of the bulb filament is 1200 ohm? So we'll see the solution. The data given is V is equal to 220 volt and resistance of bulb is 1200 ohm. Hence we can write the formula I is equal to V by R, and finally we can write I is equal to 0.18 ampere, that is current drawn by the bulb having filament of 1200 ohm. Second question is, how much current will an electric heater coil draw from a 220 volt source if the resistance of the heater coil is 100 ohm? So here also data is given. V is equal to 220 volt and R is equal to 100 ohm. Hence formula is same. as previous, I is equal to V by R, and we can calculate here I, that is current, is equal to 2.2 ampere. We will solve the next question here. The potential difference between the terminal of an electric heater is 60 volt when it draws a current of 4 ampere from the source. What current will the heater draw if the potential difference is increased to 120 volt? Here we'll solve this question in two parts. In first part, data given is PD is equal to 60 volt and current I is equal to 4 ampere. Hence, we can calculate the value of resistance, that is R, is equal to V by I, and by putting the data of V and I, we get the value of R is equal to 15 ohm. In second part, PD is increased to 120 volt. So here we'll find the value of current drawn from resistance of heater. So here we'll write I is equal to V by R, and by putting the value of V and R is just we have calculated in previous part, we'll get the value of I, that is 8 ampere. Current drawn by heater in second case is 8 ampere. Now we will solve next numerical, that is resistance of a metal wire of length 1 meter is 26 ohm at 20 degree centigrade. If the diameter of the wire is 0.3 mm, what will be the resistivity of the metal at that temperature? So here data given is R is equal to 26 ohm, diameter of the wire is equal to 0.3 mm, and length of wire is 1 meter. So by putting the formula for rho is equal to RA by L, that is length, and as we know A is equal to R pi d square by 4 L. So with the help of all these data, we can calculate rho is equal to 1.84 into 10 to the power minus 8 ohm meter. This is the resistivity of manganese wire. Now we'll see here an important question which is always being asked in competitive examination. 4 ohm resistance wire is just doubled on it. Calculate the new resistance of the wire. So data given is R is equal to 4 ohm and wire is doubled on it, means length become just half. Suppose length is L, it will be L by 2, and area becomes just double. If initial area is A, then it will be 2A now. So we can write the value of R in first case, that is rho L by A, and in second case R1 is equal to rho L by 4A. So after putting the value of R and R1, we can write the ratio R1 by R, and that will be equal to 1 by 4. So from R1 by R, keeping value of 1 by 4, we can find the value of R1, that is equal to 1 ohm. The new resistance of the wire is 1 ohm. We will see now combination of resistance, means how resistances are connected, that is in two combination resistance are connected, series combination and parallel combination, or it can be in both series and parallel combination. So one by one here we'll learn about series and parallel combination. First case, you can just see in picture, there are three resistors connected in series manner and potential voltage is applied across it. So we'll see here voltage across R1, R2, R3 are V1, V2, V3 respectively, and I is constant, that is same in all, and we'll calculate here equivalent resistance is how much in this circuit. So by writing V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3, we'll also write the value of V, that is V is equal to IR is equal to IR1 plus IR2 plus IR3, and after taking common and cancelling I from there, we can write R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3, that is equivalent resistance when connected in series. And in case of parallel combination, we'll see second figure here. R1, R2 and R3, all the three resistances are connected in parallel combination, and here you can see potential is applied across the terminals of the resistance. So we can write current across R1, R2, R3 in this combination is equal to I1, I2, I3 respectively, and voltages is same in all, and equivalent resistance is equal to R. So we can write I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3, which are flowing in all the three resistance respectively. So we'll write the value of I here, that is equal to V by R, and which is also equal to V by R1 plus V by R2 plus V by R3, and after taking out V from both the side, we can find out 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R3 plus 1 by R2. So finally we can write equivalent resistance in parallel combination, that is 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. बच्चों, अब हम इलेक्ट्रिक पावर के बारे में स्टडी करेंगे। यहाँ पे विल स्टडी हियर अबाउट इलेक्ट्रिक पावर, दैट इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड इन हिंदी शक्ति। द रेट at which electric energy is dissipated or consumed in an electric circuit is called electric power, and it is denoted by letter P. So P is equal to VQ by T, and it can be written as P is equal to VI R I square R or V square by R. So this is different formula for P. The SI unit of electric power is watt. It is the power consumed by a device that carries 1 ampere of current when operated at a potential difference of 1 volt. So 1 watt is equal to 1 volt into 1 ampere, that is also written as 1 volt ampere. Since electrical energy is the product of power and time, the unit of electric energy is therefore watt hour. 1 watt hour is the energy consumed when 1 watt of power is used for 1 hour. The commercial unit of electric energy is kilowatt hour, commonly known as unit. So 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 1000 watt into 3600 second, and that is finally equal to 3.6 into 10 to the power 6 joule. Now we'll study about power and heating effect of electric current. Here we'll just consider a current I flowing through a resistor of resistance R. Let the potential difference across it be V and T be the time during which a charge Q flows across it. So we'll see the work done in moving the charge Q through a potential difference V is VQ. Therefore, the source must supply energy equal to VQ in time t. Hence, the power input to the circuit by the source is P is equal to VQ by T, or we can also write this V is equal to P is equal to VI is equal to I square R, या V square by R. These are the different formula for power. So ultimately here we'll just write energy supplied to the circuit by the source in time t is W is equal to P into T, which can be also written as W is equal to VIT is equal to I square RT. This energy gets dissipated in the resistor as heat. Thus, for a steady current I, the amount of heat H produced in time t is H is equal to VIT or I square RT. SI unit of is joule for H. Now we'll do numerical. An electric lamp whose resistance is 20 ohm and a conductor of 4 ohm resistance are connected to a 6 volt battery. Calculate the total resistance of the circuit. Number 1. Number 2. The current through the circuit. And third is the potential difference across the electric lamp and conductor. So, data given is R1 is equal to 20 and R2 is equal to 4. Bulb and wire resistance respectively, and potential V is equal to 6 volt. So for first case, the total resistance in the circuit is equal to R is equal to R1 plus R2 because bulb and 4 ampere is connected in series. So it will be equal to 24 ohm. Now for second case, we'll calculate the current through circuit. So I is equal to V by R, we'll write here, and finally current I is equal to 0.25 ampere is calculated. And third case, we'll calculate the potential difference across lamp. So formula is I into R1. So 0.25 is current, that is I, and 20 ohm is the resistance, is equal to, we can write 5 volt, the potential difference across conductor. V2 is equal to 4 into 0.25 and that is equal to 1 volt. So finally we can calculate the potential difference. V2 is equal to 1 volt. Now we'll see here another numerical. In the circuit diagram given in figure, suppose the resistors R1, R2 and R3 have the values 5 ohm, 10 ohm, 30 ohm respectively, which have been connected to a battery of 12 volt. Calculate the current through each resistor. Second, the total current in the circuits. And third is the total circuit resistance. So we'll take out the data which are given in the questions and write here R1 is equal to 5, R2 is equal to 10, R3 is equal to 30 and battery voltage V is equal to 12 volt. So here as per question we'll calculate the current I1, I2 and I3 with the help of formula V by R. So I1 is equal to 12 by 5, that will be equal to 2.4. I2 is equal to 12 by 10 and it is equal to 1 by 2 ampere. I3 we can write 12 by 30 which is equal to 0.4 ampere. So by putting value of all i's, I is calculated, that is equal to 4 ampere. So in second part we'll calculate the I, and in third part we have calculated resistance of circuit. So Rp is the equivalent resistance here, and all the three resistances are connected in parallel combination. So we can write here 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So by putting the value of R1, R2, R3, we can find out 1 by Rp, that is equal to 1 by 3, and ultimately Rp is equal to 3 ohm. So we have completed all the three parts of this numerical here. See, we'll do here next question. An electric iron consumes energy at a rate of 840 watt when heating is at the maximum rate, and 360 watt when the heating is at the minimum. The voltage is 220 volt. What are the current and the resistance in each case? So here we know that the power input is P is equal to V into I. Thus the current is equal to P by V. When heating is the maximum rate, I is equal to 840 by 220, that is equal to 3.82 ampere, and the resistance of the electric iron is R is equal to V by I is equal to 220 volt divided by 3.82 ampere, that is equal to 57.60 ohm. In second part, we'll see here when heating is at the minimum rate, I is equal to 360 divided by 220 volt, that is equal to 1.64 ampere, and the resistance of the circuit or in electric iron is R is equal to V by I, that is 220 volt divided by 1.64 ampere, that is equal to 134.15 ohm. Now we'll see this question. Question is 100 joule of heat are produced each second in a 4 ohm resistance. Find the potential difference across the resistors. So we'll write the data here. H is equal to 100 joule, R is equal to 4 ohm, T is equal to 1 second. So we need to find out the V here. We have the current through the resistor as I is equal to under root H by R T, and by putting the value of H, R and T, will calculate I, that is equal to 5 ampere. Thus the potential difference across the resistor V is equal to IR, and that is by putting the value of 5 and 4 for I and R respectively, will get 20 volt potential difference across the resistor. Now we'll see two more questions here. That is, an electric bulb is connected to a 220 volt generator. The current is 0.5 ampere. We have to find out the power of the bulb. So in solution we can write P is equal to VI. P is power of the bulb and VI is the potential and current. So from this we'll get the value of power of bulb, that is equal to 110 watt. Next is an electric refrigerator rated 400 watt operates 8 hours per day. What is the cost of the energy to operate it for 30 days at rupees 3 per kilowatt hour? So solution is here. The total energy consumed by the refrigerator in 30 days would be 400 watt into 8 hour per day into 30 days, that will be equal to 96000 watt hour, and that is equal to 96 kilowatt hour. Thus the cost of energy to operate the refrigerator for 30 days is equal to 96 kilowatt hour into 3.00, that is rate of energy consumed. So finally we will get the result 288 rupees for 30 days operation of generator costs. With this we have completed this lesson here. Now we'll request all of you to write in comment box your doubt which occurred during this lesson. Also write your opinion about this video and just share this video to your colleagues who are in need of this. So please like, subscribe and share this video. Thank you.